Dearly beloved, I promised to return with a second part to a story that gripped the nation 5 years ago. The story that has left more questions than answers. The story that haunts many families till this day. Today, I present to you a different perspective, a first-hand account like never before. I present to you the perspective of one of the sisters of one of the victims of the Takoradi girl kidnappings. My name is John-Andrew Addo, and I want to welcome you to this sanctuary of screams, to this den of nightmares, and to this repository of stories forged from the blood of both the innocent and the guilty. Welcome to Mayhem. Before we begin, I should make mention of the fact that in our previous episode, we spoke at length about the saga of the Takoradi girl kidnappings that occurred in 2018 into 2019 and the subsequent events that followed. That episode serves as part 1, which you can listen to immediately on your favorite podcast platform. Today, I speak with Nana Adjoa, one of the most vocal voices in this entire saga. She is the sister of one of the victims, Ruth Love Quayson. I entreat you to listen attentively as she tells her side of the story. Dearly beloved, enjoy. So first of all, thank you so much for speaking to me about this. I know it's a very, very difficult subject, but I really appreciate that you want to share this whole thing with me. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So tell me, I want you to introduce yourself, and then I want you to tell me about your sister as you remember her as well.
Okay, I'm Nana Adjoa, a senior sister of Ruth Love Quayson. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She was kidnapped on the 4th of December 2018 around Butumejebu Junction.
Okay.
On her way to MTN office for a job recruitment. Mm-hmm. Then around 1:30 to 1:20 in the afternoon, mm-hmm. she called us to inform us that she has been kidnapped by leave her. Mm. So at that time, my senior sister was in town. So immediately I called her to go to the police station to go and make a report. Okay. So she went to the police station together with our pastor. We called him too at that time, and he was also in Market Circle. So we called him, then we informed him this is the situation. So he too, she went to the central police station. But when they got there, the police officers in charge were not taking them serious. So even that particular day, the officers who were around and they recorded, my sister was able to capture some of them because the way they were behaving, it was like as if they don't care about what she was about to tell them. Okay. So we had a recording about it for evidence sake. Mm-hmm. Because during the issue, they were saying that we, the family, didn't go and report at the same time, but it was never true. Okay. That we never reported the issue on that same day. So it was never true. Okay. So from that time, we involved the police and they keep on calling with my sister's phone, demanding for the money. Okay. So they assigned us to a one CID officer, CID Ametepe.
Okay.
For us to write our statement. Then we wrote everything down. So when we got back home, they were still calling. Then whenever they call us, we also call the CID to inform him that this is what they are saying. Oh, then he will say, okay, we shouldn't mind them, like we shouldn't pay any money.
Okay.
So we obeyed what the CID was saying till the following day, because he told us that we cannot get any statement from our sister call log to trace unless you get a court order.
Okay.
Then we can take the court order to the MTN office. So from then, the following day, we go to the police station. We went to the police station. Then they told us that the court order is not yet ready. So we have to pay some money before we can get the court order. So looking at the situation and the way the police were tossing us, we decided to involve the BNI at the secondary, around Kuma secondary. So we went to the BNI, I myself, including my mom and our pastor. We went there, then we explained the situation to them, and they told us that, have you contacted the police? Then we said, yes, we've contacted them, but it seems that like they are delaying because they said they haven't gotten the court order, so they can't go to MTN for them to print my sister's phone log statement so that they can track the call, where the call is coming from. So when we told them, they also gave us an officer from the BNI, and then we all went back to the central police station. Then the central police station, the CID was like, the judge who is supposed to grant the court order couldn't be around on that day. So let's say the following day, by all means, we will get a court order for us to take to the MTN office. But during that time, they keep on calling, telling us that our sister is sick. They sent even a text message that she is sick, so they need money to buy drugs for her. So we told the CID Ametepe, then he told us that, okay, we should send something, not not more than 200 cedis. So we sent 100 cedis. I quite remember we sent 100 cedis on that very day. After we sent the 100 cedis, we even called them back to ask whether they bought the medicine for her and how she's faring, but they didn't mind us.
Wow. Okay. So if I can ask for a second, and I'm sorry to cut you. So you actually spoke to them, the gentleman that kidnapped your sister?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Please continue. Please continue.
So after we sent the money, we informed the CID that we sent the money, and he said, okay, so we should wait for the next day. That is the day that we get the court order. So the following day, we went to the central police station. Then the CID told us that we have to pay an amount for a court order. Then even at that time, the money wasn't enough. The money on us wasn't enough. So we have to withdraw some on mobile money. Then we gave it to the CID. He went inside the courtroom, came out some minutes time, went back again and came out again with some papers. And he showed us the papers that the judge has granted the court order. So now we can go to MTN office.
Okay.
So we went to the MTN office for my sister call log between that day, the Tuesday on the 4th of December 2018, the Tuesday, the Wednesday, and the Thursday. So when we went to the MTN office, they gave us the call log. Then the people called again. That was the kidnappers. They called through my sister's phone again. And they were telling us that my sister, it was a text message they sent rather, that we want to fucking joke with them or something like that. Yeah, we still have all those text messages there, but can't record the exact words.
Okay.
They sent out that message. So the CID told us that whenever the kidnappers call, we should entertain him in order not for us to lose contact with him, so that in case they are tracking anything, it will be easy for them.
Okay.
So we got the call log, then we started going through the call log. So some of the numbers, they would dial for me to see. Then I will find out that the numbers is like a member of our family who was trying to call during that time that the incident happened.
Okay.
So there were some 3 particular numbers which I didn't have any idea about whose number was that and whose line was that. So that number too, it looks like that number kept on calling from that day on the 4th to the 3rd day, which is a Friday that we got the court order. So the CID officers told us that then maybe it could be that the person who was calling her or the person who is using his phone is that same that same person who used a different line to call. So they tracked the number and they told us that they are trying their best, but it seems the people, when they use the phone after they end, they switch it off. So it's not that easy for them to locate.
Okay.
So we called the CID officer, the BNI boss at that time, and he told us that we told him that this is the situation at hand. We've gotten the court order, and they've seen the first number, like the number the money that we sent to my sister's phone. They've seen where they withdraw the money from, like the Momo agent that they withdraw the money from. So they track, with the help of the BNI, they were able to track where the money was withdrawn. We went to arrest one guy that was called, I think, John Mensa or something like that, around Sekindi.
Okay.
So we arrested that guy on that day. Then they brought him to the police station, but he was denying that it wasn't him. He has no idea about it. But the thing keeps on showing that his name and the name on the card, like where the merchant, the person withdraws, is the same person. So the issue became something else because the guy was still saying that he's innocent. So the kidnappers called again. They were also demanding for another money. They told the CID and they said, okay, we should send something to them. And we sent 20 cedis. Yeah, we sent 20 cedis. Okay. And I remember after the 20 cedis, we sent another 100 cedis. So I think, it was 220 cedis or so. Then we sent to them. Then they sent a message with my sister's phone that we want to fucking joke with us. Your daughter is sick. You better pick so she can come back home. That was when we sent the money. They were calling us, but the CID told us not to pick because they want to see if they can track where the call is coming from. So we went back home and they were calling, but he told us that whenever they call, we shouldn't ignore them or we shouldn't entertain them. That if they are asking for money, we should pay any money or So I think it was weekend. That day, I think it was Farmers Day or so. So we have to wait till Monday.
Okay.
Monday, for us to follow the case again. So on Monday, we went there. Still, it seems like no news regarding the guys behind that, except the one that they've been arrested. So they took him to court and through some interrogations and up and down, they realized that the guy is innocent.
That's the John Manson guy, right?
Yeah, I remember the name of John, but as to the same name, whether it's means something like that, yeah.
Okay.
So I think during that week, in the course of that week, then they keep on calling. So the police started searching. Then they told us that my sister's call log through the BNI actually told us that the call log is coming from Cansarado, which is a town close to us. So we were also doing our own prayers, trying with the help of the BNI. We call them, then when the kidnappers call them, we call them back to give them information like what they said and what they are demanding. Then they say, we shouldn't pay any money. They were demanding for, I think, 10,000 Ghana cedis. Then they said, we should tell them that we can't afford such money. So the guy was like, my mom can't tell him that she can't afford such money because she see the kind of house we are staying in. 10,000 is not money to us. So we're like, that means it could be that the person is close because the way they are saying that the call was even coming from Cansarado. From our place, you can see Cansarado from our place. So we're like, then maybe the guys are around. Then we inform the BNI. So I think that week, somewhere in the evening, I think it was Friday or so. Then we heard the news that they've arrested one Nigerian guy who is a suspect too. All the calls that we've been receiving, they've arrested him. So we should come to the station the following day. And we went there and they took the guy's number, the phone from him. So we realized that he was calling us from my sister phone, was using another number to call us. So when they arrested him, all the phones and the numbers that he were using to call us, it was with the same person. So that means he became the prime suspect. Yeah.
Okay.
So they told us that now that they have arrested him, they will find out from him where he has taken our sister to.
Okay.
So we're there. We are not hearing any information from when we call the CID. So we are on it. We are on it. So I think the day he was arrested was it was somewhere. I think December something.
Like the 20th-ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we are still on investigation, so we should relax. Everything. No one was calling to demand from line. All the lines was off. So when we went to the station, they told us that the number that we used to call is the same guy who is holding that number. That was a Vodafone and some Airtel to go line.
Okay.
Alongside my sister's own, because for now, for all the investigation and everything indicate that he is the main suspect. So we came back home. We're there still. We've been calling the police. The police say, "Oh, we are on it. We are on it." So on the 30th, I think a day before 31st night, then I was on social media. Then I saw one media guy who is also in Takoradi Connect FM. That he has posted a news about prison some suspect. At the picture, I was like, is this not the same guy? Funny enough, that very day that I saw the picture, 5 p.m. even, but around 3 to 4, the person called again with the same. We were not aware that the guy has escaped. So when the person called again, demanding for number, we were like, the guy has been arrested. When we went there, they showed us his phones and the phone that he was issuing to the man. They've seized everything. So how come the same number is calling again? We started calling the CID because where we are staying is far from the Takoradi Central Police Station. So we called the CID that the number has been calling us again. These few hours like this, the number keeps on calling. That we even what he said, he made a statement that we, the parents, like we are very funny. We think the police officer can help us or what, because the police officer that we've given the case, they cannot do anything to help us. So we should just compromise to what he is saying. He can only help us to save, like, give my sister out to her. So it was like, what is this guy saying? Not knowing that he has escaped even a day before. Yeah, I was seeing the post on social media that a suspect has escaped from the prison office. So we were like, no wonder the same number kept on calling us. Like, so we went to the Central Police Station. We asked the CID officers and the other inspectors and police around that, how come? Because when we came there, people show us the phone that the guy was using to call that you've collected everything. But the same number has been calling us again, demanding for them. That means among the police officers, one among them said the guy out, or like we were not understanding. Then they told us that he cut the ceiling or something in the cells to escape. We're like, how possible? Because that Central Police Station it's not a container police station that someone can just escape. And moreover, to the police officers, it's like their quarters. Some of them are staying there. So around what time did the person use to escape, and what assault blade, the person who gave the assault blade to him in the first place for him to cut the bar for him to escape? Like, the stories was kind of, like something has gone on between some exchange of, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
So we were like, no, this we are saying they will not understand. So we called the BNI boss again that this is a situation at hand. The guy has escaped, so we will need their help again so that they can help us they can help the police officers to arrest the guy again. So because of what the police officers were saying, the youth among our church and around the community were angry and furious because we all did not understand how come the guy was able to escape. So we mounted, we organized ourselves rather, and we went to the police station that day, the following day, demanding answers like to how come the guy was able to escape. Whilst they told us that 3 officers or 4 officers around in charge, even on that very same day. So how come he was able to escape? So when we went there, in fact, it was something else. Because the youth were very angry about what was going on. So in the intervention with the police commander, the secondary police commander at that time came, then spoke to us that we should calm down now. He's giving us some days. Let's say within this week, he's assuring us that the guy will be rearrested. So we should calm down. Then we came back home. Still, the guy was calling to demand, but we were not giving him any money because they told us not to send any money. I think 2 days time came, but we were not hearing from the guy. When we call our sister's phone, it's switched off. So we were like, what is going on? So I think from that 30th, 31st to somewhere January, the first week of January, I think some like 6 to 7 days that he escaped from the police custody. He was rearrested after 6 to 7 days time. Then they called us that they have seen the guy. Some boys have called them that they have seen the guy around that area again, Cancerado, that area. So when they called us, we also called the CID and who was handling the case that this is what some people are calling us to tell us that they've seen a guy who resembles Samuel. So they are sure maybe it could be him since he has escaped. So we told them, then they went around. I think that day in the evening, he was recaptured in that day, the same day in the evening. Then they took him back to the police cells. And they told us that they will start investigation, so you didn't worry. So from that time, the story became up and down. Like, so when we went to the court, they asked the guy how he escaped from the police custody. He told the court that a CID officer helped him to escape. But when they parade the CID, he doesn't know the officer's name. So when they bring those on duty during that time, he can identify that particular one who helped him. So now the CID was never the court. So now, as I was talking to you, CID was never brought to court. And the one handling our case too was transferred during that time that the guy made that statement out. CID and was transferred from Takoradi Central Police Station. So now we don't know where he is. He's still working, whether he's still working or not, we don't know. So that day that the boy mentioned that the CID officer helped him, we never saw our CID Ametepe again. The next thing we saw was that they gave us different CID that he's come to handle the case from Ametepe, where Ametepe left. So we're like, how come? Because that means then Ametepe is the main suspect. Because you are the CID in charge of the case, and something like this has happened. A corporate has escaped. How come even the corporate said when they parade the CID, he can identify because he doesn't know the person's name. So how come they didn't parade the CID for us to identify? That means they are covering the person among them. So during that time, we became very furious and hungry because the way they were treating us, it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair at all.
Wow.
So that time we were going up and mentioned one John to him. So he called John Oji during that time. He was in the police custody. A day before he escaped from the police custody. Yes, John Oji called. Then I don't know what went on. Some negotiation went on or what, we can't tell. So John Oji and another guy called Kwesi, they were, and together with that CID were the person who helped him to escape. All those things happened in court. The police officers were there when the guy said that, but nothing was done to the CID. Nothing was done to. They didn't even bring any Kwesi out. So now we don't know who was Kwesi and we don't know who was that CID. But we suspected that it was the CID and AP handling our case. So during the investigation, they were able to arrest John Oji. I learned they arrested him somewhere in Aflao or Togo, around that area. So John Oji too came, then they took him to court. They were asking them where the girls are. Like, the story became up and down. Today we'll go to court. They'll tell us that they have adjourned the case in 2 weeks' time. Like, sometimes there will be even a court sitting, we will go. No one will come. Even the court sitting won't come on, but they will inform us that, maybe today the judge can't sit, or they won't tell us anything. We'll just go and waste our time there. Then we'll be sitting there. Then we realize that it seems that the case won't come on, so we have to go. Sometimes too, they will go to the court whilst we, the family or the relatives, we are not aware that there is a court sitting on the case today. So the way the things were going now, we lost trust in the security service because they were not telling us the truth. They were not telling us to do from the police commander that time, who was in the central police station, to the secondary police commander, the regional police commander. It was like some, I don't know whether they were involved in that. I don't know what went on. So now they never tell. What we hear that, the police commander has been transferred, so a new one has come, so we should introduce ourselves to the new one. He is going to take over. Like, the story became up and down. Like, we never understand what was going on until they came back again telling us that they found someone who's claimed that he has killed the guys, his brother OJ. According to them, according to the one court sitting, I remember they told us that someone OJ came for the girls.
Samuel Wills.
Around
or John OJ.
Samuel, John OJ rather.
Okay.
OJ came for the girls, so Samuel Wills was claiming that he doesn't know where the brother took the girls to.
Okay.
Even during that time, before we even heard that there was even a first case of kidnapping. Before Prince Abintum and Prince Kranche, there was another Ruth rather.
Ruth Love.
Never heard of that story, until John came to the chapter, then realized that the girls are not even 3, but rather 4. So during the trials, the up and down, then they told us that they found some body remains in a safety tank.
Okay, and this was in August, right?
Yeah, somewhere in August. Yeah.
Okay.
They found some body remains around. Meanwhile, they I think even before they told us that they found that body remains, I remember a news came out that they have rescued where they found where the girls are, and they've rescued our girls. Even then, CIC Mami Tiwa came out to tell that we know where the girls are, and very soon they will go to their parents. I think that incident happened somewhere around April.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good, because I was just about to ask you about that, right? So when it came to Tiwa, Mamia Tiwa, she was heading the CID at the time, the Director General. How did you take the news? Because in the news you always read that she made a phone call to the families involved saying that she was going to address the issue, and then the following day was when she said what she said. How did you take all of that as she said what she said?
I think the news of her saying that we know where the girls are came somewhere around April 24th April 2019.
Okay, so it was April 2nd. It was April 2nd, actually.
Then she called the help of some stakeholders and some individuals where the girls are. So when they bring the girls, we shouldn't allow their houses to interview them. We shouldn't let anyone to see them. So, like, rest assured that the girls are in safe hands. They've seen them, they've rescued them. So we should calm down, like we should feel relaxed because the girls have been found. So I think the following day to a psychiatric doctor called from the Ifeakwanta Regional Hospital telling us that if the ladies come, we shouldn't let any media houses interview them. They will need us to come to the regional hospital for some like cuts. So we told them, okay, fine. So we are all happy that they've rescued our girls. We were happy until when the woman came back again saying that he said that to give us hope. I mean, look at that. He came back again, turning his mouth, telling us that he told us that to give us hope.
So they actually hadn't found the girls like she said.
I don't know. That one there we cannot tell unless God. We don't know what went on, what conspiracy went on, what happened. She just came back and denying that it was just something to give us hope. I mean, how can someone who is also a mother behave like we were like how? So I think during that time, some demonstration went on that they should remove her from there.
Yes.
Because the way she said that, we all had some belief that, our girls, they are safe. They are in safe hands. Then she coming back again telling us that it's not. We were like, how?
Mm-hmm.
So it became a whole lot of trauma especially with my mom. His BP was rising up each and every day. Like it wasn't easy during that time. It was never easy, if not God's grace and for God's sustenance. Like I'm not sure she will even be alive as we are speaking now, because it wasn't easy for her during that time at all. It wasn't easy for any of the parents.
Okay.
Because of what the woman said hurt us. It really hurt us. Until now, no apology was said to us from her. No apology was said to us.
Right. So let's fast forward to the day in August where the remains were found in the septic tank. What do you remember? Do you remember where you were when you first heard the news? And just walk me through that entire experience from that point forward.
Okay, that was August 7th. August is that around August 7th, August 6th.
Around that
then
time,
they told us that they found body remains in a safety tank. Yeah. And during that same time, some of the residents living around that area told us and the media that place is even an old cemetery around area. That area is cemetery. Told us that they found the remains in some safety tank in that area. I think some long wood with a nail on top. Then the police, CID officer, police commander in the Missing Takoradi came to us. I think it was Saturday morning or Friday morning, and showed us that it was even this wood that they used to retrieve the remains from the safety tank. So we were like, how can you use wood, this thing with a nail on it to retrieve something which is inside the manhole? Like it was like story. It was like some story which was hard for us to believe. So they told us that they will need our DNA to identify and to be sure that the remains that they found are those of our siblings, like our girls. So we told, we per se, we didn't agree to that DNA test because we knew they are never going to do any DNA test. Because from the way the thing started from the beginning, they have never said any truth about the case. So we knew that definitely the DNA test that they are going to do won't be any proper DNA. In fact, they won't even be a DNA.
Okay.
So we're there again. They brought us a letter that they will need us, we the family at the secondary police commander's office, for them to take the sample. Initially, we the Christian family, we never accepted that, but the other family said, okay, let's give them the benefit of that for them to go and do the DNA, because we don't believe that those remains are that of our girls. So we should let them go and do the DNA test. So we told them that the DNA test, even before we do the DNA test, we will need a doctor from us who will also be present during the DNA, and we will also need a sample for us to go and do the DNA on our own, which is the family.
Okay.
Yeah, they told us that if we, the family, want to do our DNA, we should inform them where we are going to do the DNA. Imagine. We should inform them where we are going to do the DNA.
Okay.
So we were like, we should inform you how. That means they knew that the remains are not that of the girls. Because if you knew that what you are doing is true and fair, why would you are going to do your own DNA, which we are going to, whether we are doing it in Ghana here or outside Ghana, why do you want to know where we want to do our own? So it became a little confusion there, twist and turn. Then, we said, okay, they should go and do their own and bring the results.
Okay.
So we were there. This time, they took the sample, went to the police commander's office for them to take the sample for the DNA. And I think some days time we were there, then we heard that the police officials are coming with their cars. It was in the evening, around 8:30 p.m. in the evening.
Okay.
Then they came to our house to inform us that with one police pastor, I don't know whether it's a Roman father pastor in the police or what, I don't know.
A priest.
But I remember they came with him. Yeah, a priest. They came with a priest. Then the police commander and the the new CID was handling the case together with some of the police officials. They came, they told us that Bones ABC matches that of us, Bones ABC matches that of this. So that means the remains are that of my sister. So they are no more. Look at that. Around 8:30 to 8 p.m. to 8:30. How can you break such news in the evening? In fact, that evening, it wasn't easy for my mom. It was never easy because we were like, even if so is the case, must you come in the evening? Like, so the area boys, in fact, it was intervention of some of the police officers. Like, it won't be a good thing, a good scene during that time that they came because it was annoying. In fact, it was very annoying to come around 8:30 p.m. to tell us, though, don't pay ABC is that of my sister, don't pay. Like, I mean, no further explanation. Then they stood up and said, like, we were like, is this like kind of dream or what? Because we were not understanding what was going on. Right. Then the following day, we went to the police commander's office, telling them that, okay, we too want to do our own DNA. That was when they told us that we should let them know who is going to do the DNA and where we are going to do the DNA. So because of what we said, we were having some doubt about it. Because why do you want to know? Because when you people were doing their own, none of the family were present, whether you conducted a DNA test or not. So now, only God knows. But we believe they never done anything. We believe that they never done anything because when they told us that we should come to the police headquarters, which is in Accra, to have a look at the remains. In fact, I wish the media houses that we went with were given the opportunity because I think media general officials were there. Like, if you know that truly the remains are that of our sister and you are not hiding anything, you told us that you can come with the media houses, any media house you want to come. So why then, when you go to the police headquarters in Accra, they refuse the media houses to enter inside their lab to also have a look at it? So, I mean, it was a whole lot of twists and turns. And the picture that we used for my sister's poster, actually, she was on breed. Rasta, like breed. She was on breed. Okay. They thought that that means the day that she was kidnapped, it was the same breed on it. So they showed us some old clothes and some breeds like mesh, some old mesh, telling us that these are the remains of my sister. And the bones that they showed to us, these are the bones of my sister, and these are his belongings and some fingernails. I don't know whether it's... So when we look at the thing, we were like, my sister was not on breed, so because it was a whole, like, his own head that she went out with that day before she got missing. So this thing that they are showing to her, that means it looked like they took those items from, I don't know whether the rubbish dump or I don't know where they took it from, because it was kind of weird. And even that first girl who was kidnapped, that was Ruth Abeka.
Abeka, yeah.
The grandparents also confirmed during that time that Ruth Abeka has a missing tooth, like the front tooth was missing, but the skeleton, the bones that the remains that they showed to them, it has all the teeth there.
Oh.
So we were like, so what is really going on?
Okay.
So if you know that truly these are the remains, why then didn't you allow the media house so that they are also confirmed that truly they also seen the remains and they can also testify that, oh, indeed, these are the remains look like some science lab practicals bones which has been kept for long. Because even during that time that they told us they found the bones, and my sister's own was, I think, it was like 6 months, 4 months or 6 months compared to the first victim. So we wonder how come all those 4 girls, they were kidnapped on different time and different months and different bases. How come they are all, the 4 of them, their remains are like the same? So we were like, no, this thing, something is really going on.
You mentioned the braids that your sister had in the poster you used for her missing poster, right? the day, I'm sure you saw her the day she left the house to go to the MTN office when she was kidnapped, right? Do you remember the hairstyle she had on that day? What hairstyle did she have on?
She was on cornrow.
Okay.
Like the normal cornrow. Yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't too far off from what you put on the poster.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry I cut you. You can continue now.
So I think from the police headquarters in Accra, we came back to Takoradi. Then a date was set for the court sitting again. But they never granted we, the family, the opportunity to do our own independent DNA test. And when they told us that even we can, they were demanding that they want to find out where we are doing and the person who is going to conduct. So with that one, so now we never had the opportunity to do our own. So the next court sitting came, then they brought in the guys, then they start interrogating us, like they started with the witnesses. Yeah, we the family side, some of us went as a witness in the witness box. Then they adjourned the case to the next sitting. Then we go, like it was like up and down. So one particular day when they brought coffin to the courtroom, we were not even aware that there will be a court sit.
Okay.
I remember that particular day they brought 4 coffins to the Kwekuma court, which is also in Missing Takoradi. They brought 4 coffins there. So according to them, they came to show the remains to the judge and the legal team for them to also see and have a look at what they are talking about.
In the courtroom?
In the courtroom, yeah. Media General was there. Even for we, the family, we heard the news through TV3 Media General. It was 12 o'clock that they were watching news, and we saw that they had a court sitting. They even brought coffin to their courtroom. So we're like, hey, they were able to carry this heavy coffin from the staircase to the courtroom inside the judge office. I mean, then it was serious. In fact, that day they had a very good job. They used their energy because that staircase carrying a wooden egg.
It's steep.
So
I imagine.
when we saw when we saw the news on the TV, we were like, hey. Then today's court sitting was very interesting because carrying a whole coffin, bringing it inside there, they never opened it. I learned they took it to the chamber to show it to the judge and the other lawyers around.
Okay.
But we, the family, were not aware. So that particular day, we were not there. I think someone called Prince Bintum's dad, and he was around within the area, so he was able to go there. Yeah, he was able to go there. So he even called us to tell us that we should come, and then told us that when we even come, we are not come to do anything. After all, they did not inform us that there will be a court sitting. So why waste our time and go? After all, even when we go, they don't say anything good or anything. We don't see like any good thing that comes out from the sitting. So we never went. So I think from that day, they took the coffin to the courtroom. Then they set another date for the judgment of the case. The date was set to 5th of March.
Okay.
2021. Yeah. Okay. I think 5th of March, around that time. Yeah. Then they set the judgment of the case to that time. So on the 5th of March, I think I wasn't present at the court sitting. That I wasn't there. But after everything, we learned that they've sentenced them to death.
Wow.
Just like that. That was the end. So now, the remains was not given to the family. So now, as I'm speaking to you, whether Sam Rose and John OG are still in the cells, I can't tell. That was the end. After they concluded the issue at they had the judgment at the court the sitting room. Till then we never had any call, or we never had anything again from any police or personnel or any CID. Or so now the remains, I don't know whether it's still in their custody or they went to bury them. We can't tell.
Okay. So in my first thoughts are this. on when they were, Samuel Wills and John Oji were sentenced to death. How did you feel? How did your mom feel? How did the people around you feel? And how did you take the news that they had been condemned, basically?
We were not like happy about the judgment because sentence to death it's even not enough for them. Imagine if it was a Ghanaian who did this thing at Nigeria, like they will even burn the person right in front. So them taking them to the police cells for them to use our own taxpayers' money to feed them. It was like the news. As for us, we are not happy about the judgments. We were not happy. So even the family, the fathers, I think Prince even the father was saying that then in this case, they should kill the guy for us to see that they've also killed him, because this that they are saying that they're giving him death sentence. As we speak to you, whether he's in the custody or not, you and I, we don't know. Whether he has been set free or not, we can't tell.
Okay.
We can't tell. So we are not happy about the judgment, because from then we cannot follow up to the cells that they are taking him to find out each and every day that if he's still in the cells or not. So we're not satisfied with what they said, the verdict that they said.
Okay. Before I continue, I want you to tell me and tell the people that will listen to this, what was your sister's character like? What was Ruth Love like as a person? How did you relate with her? Tell us a bit about who she was as a person.
Okay, Ruth Love Kwesi was someone who was a very quiet type. She was the last born, so we can imagine all the head taste. And even during this time, there was a taxi taking her from school to the house.
Okay.
Like, she was always indoor. She never knew some place in even Takoradi. So we don't. It's not like we send she alone to the market circle to go and buy something. No, she was always at home. When she's going to school, a car will pick her from the house to the school. Then when she went to the senior high school too, it was a boarding house that she was staying when it's on vacation. Yeah, when it's on vacation time, go and pick her and bring her back to school. Like, she wasn't someone who was like, I would say, stubborn. Like, he was the naive type. Excuse me to say, he was a naive type. Like, she was naive in some certain things. I hope you get what I'm saying. So
I understand.
She wasn't someone who is bad. Even when she's at home, it's not because she's my sister, that's why I'm praising her. You can find out from the church when she's at home. If you find out her at home, you find out her choir rehearsals, because she was among the choir. So if she's not home, then she's at the church. All the evening service, the youth services on Monday, she will go. The Wednesday, the Bible says she will go. The Friday is prayer session. She will go. Saturday to fun and like, I don't know what to say. He wasn't someone who was that type, like the fun person, the enjoyment type of person. Like, I'm going to beach. I've completed school, so I'm going out with my friends. No. She wasn't that type of person. Okay.
She seemed to live a fairly normal life. The way you put it. So in that time, right? You've mentioned that Mrs. Addo did not render an apology. You've mentioned how topsy-turvy the whole thing has been. I guess my question now is, did you also receive any support from anyone, like any form of counseling from, I don't know, police or psychologist, anyone? Did anyone come, aside maybe the people in your area?
No, the psychologist was when they told us that they found the girl. So when they come, we shouldn't let any media else. That was the time that we went to Ifeanyi Kwanta Regional Hospital. Then the psychologist told us that from time to time, when the girls are back, when they bring the girls back, they will be visiting us to counsel us. We shouldn't allow them to be exposed to certain things. But apart from that, no one came to aside some individuals who volunteered to come around to speak to my mom, the Secondary Takoradi Queen mothers, some pastors, and I think some MPs. Even the MPs in Takoradi, some of them didn't even showed concern. Those who were not outside Takoradi were calling my mom, encouraging her that she shouldn't be thinking, it should be calm, she should keep on praying, like it's God's way. If God's like that kind of motivational,
like
they were trying. I think so. Some MPs they've been calling some concerned mothers, some NGOs, some groups. They were calling to encourage, but from the government official side, we never had anyone from there to call or to even visit the family from time to time, even after they pronounce their judgment. So now the remains, we don't know where the remains are. So now they never came around to say anything or do it, and nothing of that sort was done.
I see. So it's been almost 6 years, right? We just passed the 5-year mark last year.
5 years, 5 years was December.
5 years. How have you and your family coped with all of this? Because obviously there's a lot of uncertainty that has been riddled with this case.
Yeah.
So how has everyone coped with it? You specifically, your family, and have you developed any bonds with the other families that were affected by this?
Oh yeah, it hasn't been easy. With the grace of God that is sustaining my mom and the other relative, I think Prince Labentum's mom, too. It hasn't been easy with that woman, and my mom. It hasn't been easy since that incident came. Then my mom developed that BP situation. So she has been on BP drugs up and down. Sometimes the BP will rise, go down, and I would say some few challenges in the house among family relatives too. It hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy with us at all, but the grace of God is sustaining us, so we have nothing to say.
And I know we talked about the sentencing that Samuel Wills and his accomplice were given, right? But if and God forbid this ever happen again to anybody, but if ever there were a situation similar to what happened with your family, is there anything that you think that, law enforcement and authority figures and people that can do something can help? Is there something you think they can do? What steps they can take?
As for our security service, in fact, we are not safe. Even the Bible has said in Jeremiah 17:5, like, curses be unto anyone who puts in trust in human being, because human being will fail you. It's only God that we can trust, because our security agents that we have, my brother, they are not helping us. If they helped us during our case, like, I think we would have had a positive result out of the issue, because the way the things were going, even the so-called police officials, they were even, some were even helping the guys. I think some were even helping and entertaining them. So as for our security service, as for me, I don't have, me per se, I don't trust human beings. So to have a trust in any security official or anything like that, it's only God that I trust. It's only God. So in all things, they say we should give thanks to God. Whatever they are doing, we will all account for it one day. We will all render to each other whatever that we did on this earth. Everyone will be judged according to his deed. So if they think what they did to the family and what they did during that the kidnapping time, if it's good, fine. If it's not good, only God will judge them. We all will face judgment. So as for us, we have nothing to say. We have nothing to say. We left everything to God's hands, because it was God who gave the girls to us. And if it has happened like this way, what that they are saying that the girls are no more, whether they are alive or not, only God knows. So for us, we have nothing to say again.
This is a difficult question for even me to ask, right? I'm sure you heard, and there's a lot you said, which quite frankly, I've only heard for the first time. But I'm sure you heard a lot of stories, about them being taken across the border to Nigeria and other things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The question that hits me is there a part of you that wants to believe that they are still alive?
Oh, of course, because since the incident from December 2018, we've been having dreams of them, seeing them back again, even if not as like a family friend. So now we've never had any dream of them like showing that they are not alive. Like you get what I'm saying. So so the time that I never had the feeling that the girls are no more. I have a feeling that they are somewhere, maybe in child more treatment, like they are suffering somewhere, because I never had that feeling that, oh, it could be that my sister is no more. So now we still have belongings in the room. We still have things that we don't have that feeling that she's no more. That feeling, as for me per se, I don't have that feeling in me that she's no more. So that's what I say. Everything that is going on, it's only God that knows whether they are there or they are not there, or maybe in his appointed time they will come on. For that one, we leave everything to God's hand. We still pray for them. So whatever happens, we are still here for them.
I honestly, there are very few things that leave me very speechless, in fact.
I can't remember, there was some time a certain man with his driver together, they said they saw Prince Labentum with some guys. Then they told him that it's their sister. She has a mental problem. They were driving around the Aflao and that Togo border around that. I think you also heard that.
Okay.
That
story was after the kidnapping, right?
Yeah, during that time. We even had the opportunity to get the man's details and his phone numbers for us to meet him. But unfortunately, the next thing that we heard when we called the man's line, that he is no more. So we were like, how? So I don't know what went on. Whether someone was behind or not. So now we never heard any, oh, his uncle is no more, blah, blah, blah. So we were like, well, maybe indeed he is no more. Maybe he has hidden himself. For that one day, we couldn't have any answers to that.
Yeah. You said that the area in which the septic tank was found, where the bodies were retrieved, you said it was an old. People were saying it was an old cemetery.
Old cemetery site, yeah.
Interesting.
Because according to them, the body was not retrieved from one particular place. They had some at a different spot, and another one too at a different spot. So one of the spots was where, when the residents were saying that it was an old cemetery.
Okay.
But according to them, they said they found the remains in the safety tank, inside the safety tank. So it's up to them.
Okay. How is your mom? I know you said that she might talk, but how is she? How is she doing now?
By the grace of God, she's managing. Yeah. It hasn't been easy with her, with his health. For this past 5 years, it hasn't been easy. If I say it's easy, then I'm lying. It hasn't been easy, especially with the BP. It hasn't been easy. So it got to a time we don't even allow her to see anything belonging to my sister. Because anytime someone mention his name or saying that, oh, this girl look like, then
it triggers everything.
Yeah. So it got to a time. So now I've been sleeping with her, because ever since the incidents happened, we never allowed her to sleep alone because of the way his health condition was. It hasn't been easy. It has never been easy at all. But the grace of God, she's managing.
Yeah. Well, Nana Adjoa, thank you. Thank you so much for speaking to this. Do you have any last words for anybody who will be listening to this this episode with me?
All that I can say that each and everyone should be careful of whatever he or she is doing, wherever she is. Safety first, because if in any case anything happens to that particular person, you should see to it that the security or officials or the security personnel can never help him or her unless he's or a God. So in everything that we are doing, we should all be vigilant, be careful, and be safe. We should try to stay out of trouble.
All right, that's very good. Nana Adjoa, thank you so much for sharing this story. I'm sure it's been very difficult, but I'm sure your story will go a very long way to hopefully changing a lot of things. And I guess everyone's hope and prayer is that something like this never happens again to anyone.
Yeah, we all pray for such incidents should never happen again, because it's never a good experience. So, yeah. Thank you too.
Thank you. God bless you so much.
Amen. Bless you too.
All right.
At least during that time, the media houses, you tried for the family, so we are also grateful. We're also grateful.
Right.
Dearly beloved, I'm quite certain that her account has left you shocked. Once again, I would like to thank Nana Adjoa for her insight into the harrowing events that dealt a massive blow to her family. We can only hope for strength, grace, and favor to follow not only her, but her family. And on behalf of the thousands, potentially millions of listeners, we thank you. I would like to thank you for listening to this episode of Mayhem. I don't do any of this work alone. My producer is the one and only Jiffa Makafui, a woman whose tenacity has aided in the putting together of this entire repository. And to you for listening, dearly beloved, I thank you, and I entreat you to engage with us on our social media platforms and let us know what you think when it comes to the saga of the Takoradi Girls, particularly with this first-hand account of Nana Adjoa. Till you hear my voice again, always remember, stay safe, lock your doors, and never stop seeking into the truths of this world. My name is John-Andrew Addo. I serve as your host, and this is Mayhem.